Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition 41, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you entered a plea to counts 1 and count 2. So that will be true, and that will relates to counts 1 and counts 2. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right, so this is what I don't understand. People always, when the rubber meets the road, then all of a sudden they have this epiphany. So whenever people are placed on probation in this court, I don't do cookie cutter conditions. So I gave you all the help.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to see Judge Boyd drops hammer with devastating prison sentence. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe our channel. So let's watch it together.
Court is calling 2019 CR 9959 State versus Daniel Beltran. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Tony Hernandez, Your Honor, and I believe it's Christopher Daniel Beltran.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And are you Christopher Daniel Beltran?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Beltran, did you review the documents entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision? And also First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and State's pending motion to supplement Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, you'll need to do a trial court certification.
We did it.
No, this is the old one.
Oh,
This is the one I have.
They printed one out, Judge, and I gave you, that's the only one they.
Oh, no, we have some now.
Oh, they gave me one from the back earlier today.
Okay.
That's the one we signed.
I do not have it. All right. Are you the same Christopher Daniel Beltran who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 9959 for the offense of burglary of a habitation on January 21st, 2020 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 41 on or about the 18th day of March 2023 in Lake County, Texas. The defendant, Christopher Daniel Beltran, living there, failed to comply with.
Just like that. Oh, thank you.
My rock and roll, Your Honor. I'm talking.
All right. Thank you.
Then and there failed to comply with the rules and regulations of the county drug court by failing to call the urinalysis line in violation of the 31.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. We'll waive the remaining violated condition.
Any objections?
No, we don't.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition 41, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you entered a plea to counts 1 and count 2. So that will be true, and that will relates to counts 1 and counts 2. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. All
right. All right, the court will find violation of condition number 41 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Stated revocation.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we're requesting the court continue him on his deferred adjudication.
Why should I do that?
Your Honor, it's in summary, and we have his father here today to testify for him. Christopher has been on deferred adjudication since 2020. During that 5-year period, he has spent most of that 5-year period either incarcerated or in a safety program. He's been to safety twice, Judge. He has over 311 days in jail. During the interim, Judge, he's also so we're clear with the court, Judge. He's in April of 2023. he was arrested in Del Rio and charged with a federal case of transporting aliens he'd gotten involved in something with his uncle. He has sat out 21 months on that particular case, and he's been incarcerated that entire time. He's 27 years old now, Judge. He's had significant opportunity to assess his life, and he has told me, and his father has confirmed, that he is much different now than he was 21 months ago. What has happened is that he's realized the importance of his children in his life, the importance of being a role model for his children. He has done something that he hadn't done before, which is while he was incarcerated, has availed himself to parenting classes, to anger management classes, to a GED program, to a substance abuse program. He hasn't just been sitting around. In addition to that,
Judge, did you understand that by pleading true to the violation of Condition 41, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you to up to 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $110,000? Defendant, Christopher Daniel Beltran, yes. Judge, and you entered a plea to counts 1 and 2, correct? So, that will apply to counts 1 and 2. Do you understand? Defendant, yes.
Judge, all right.
This is what I don't understand. People always seem to have an epiphany when the rubber meets the road.
Life that he wants for the rest of his life. He is subject to supervision under the federal case for another 3 years. He's on supervised release for another 3 years. And if the court continues him on his community supervision here, he's got another 5 years on his probation. And then, of course, if he screws up at any time, the court can hit him with the maximum. He understands that. He's asking the court to take one final chance on him. His father here is here, and his father believes that yes, in fact, he has changed the conversations. According to his father, the conversations between the two of them have switched from, poor me, when he got picked up in the federal system, shortly after that to, well, what am I doing to my family? What is this impact having on my son? He's got a 14-year-old son, I believe. Yes, a 10 and 14-year-old children, and then 10 and 8.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, 10 and 8. And they're asking for him. He has regular contact with them, but they're asking, when's he going to come home? When can I see my dad? And that has had a profound impact on him. He also has I think a 14-month-old daughter that he's never seen in person.
Right, so this is what I don't understand. People always, when the rubber meets the road, then all of a sudden they have this epiphany. So whenever people are placed on probation in this court, I don't do cookie cutter conditions. So I gave you all the help. I sent you to SafeP, and that was, you're going to SafeP. I know it was in custody, but that was to help you with your drug issues. Then I ended up sending you to felony drug court. So, and this is not your first motion to revoke. So you would have thought I would have got your attention on August 2022 on that motion to revoke. And that motion to revoke, what I did was I alternately amended your conditions to ISF and also felony drug court so they could get your life in together. And you know what you did when you came here on that date? You're like, I've changed. I realized, I had this epiphany. I realized that, I can't keep living my life like this. I'm going to get it together because I have children. I mean, the question for the court, I don't know who the mother of your children is or why she keeps saying, you know what, I'm going to give him another shot. Because you can't keep giving people different shots when children are involved, because children who are underage, they don't get to choose who their parents are. They don't get to choose, and say, you know what, dad keeps doing crazy stuff, going to jail, won't get his life in order. I'm not waiting around for him. And the mom just keeps hanging on as though the person is going to change. Maybe you have changed. Maybe this was the epiphany for you. I don't know. But at this court, this is the end of the road.
Judge,
So-
if I may, Judge.
Yes.
Christopher would like to address the court, and he's talked to me about the previous chances he's had, and he wants the court to understand what the difference is and how he came to that.
All right, you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Christopher Beltran.
All right, do you have questions?
Yes, John. Chris, you had indicated earlier to me that you wanted to address the court. You understand today that she's going to make a decision on your on the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke your probation. Is that correct?
Cookie-cutter conditions. I give you all the help and opportunities, but when it comes time to face the consequences, some people seem to realize the seriousness of the situation. Switching to a new case. Judge. Court is calling case 2019, County Route 9959, State versus Daniel Beltran. Can I have the parties announce themselves for the record? Prosecutor. State, Your Honor. Defense Attorney. Your Honor, I believe it's Christopher Daniel Beltran. Judge. Thank you. Mr. Beltran, are you Christopher Daniel Beltran? Defendant. Yes, ma'am. Judge. Mr. Beltran, did you review the documents entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision? And did you review the state's pending motion to supplement those motions with your attorney? Did you understand the motions? Defendant. Yes, ma'am. Judge. Counsel, do you have the trial court certification? Defense Attorney. We did, Your Honor, but I believe there is an issue with the one printed. We gave the court a copy earlier today.
AA, I did anger management, I did parenting. I also was holding a job, you know, just trying to stay positive, trying to stay out the way, and just, you know, get ready for when I come home.
Now, the previous times that you were either in jail waiting for a hearing or in jail waiting for the case, were you doing any of that kind of stuff?
No, no.
So what changed, or what made you want to do it this time?
We're just tired of this, you know. It's time to grow up. I'm getting older, and I spend a lot of time incarcerated, so this ain't the life I want to live. Like,
In fact, of the 5 years that you've been on deferred adjudication, about how many of those have you actually been on the street?
like 8 months, 8-9 months.
And the rest were spent either in jail or in some type of residential treatment facility, is that correct?
Yes,
Or in federal custody, like that.
yes.
Now, I had indicated earlier to the judge what the conversations I had with your father were. Is that about right? I mean, is your family supportive of you?
Yeah, my family is real supportive, you know, and it's.
But your father straight up told you that he's not going to tolerate any type of
No, yeah.
misbehavior. Is that right?
Yes, my father's straightforward to me. He ain't, you know, he'll let me know, like he lets me know right from wrong. You know, he ain't gonna, how can I say this? He ain't gonna let me do wrong and not let me know that, he's gonna be up forward to me, and my parents are, my family's very supportive of me. It's just I made mistakes, you know. And,
but let's be straight with the court. Your father has straight out told you that he will have no problem reporting to your federal supervision officer or to a probation officer.
Oh, yeah.
If he sees that you're doing the kind of things that you've done in the past. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And you were incarcerated in the federal system for 21 months. Is that right?
Yes.
Had you ever been locked up for that kind of time before?
No.
Is that the longest time you've ever had to sit out for anything?
Yes.
And then where you were locked up, the programs that you participated in, they weren't required by the federal system, were they?
No.
You did that on your own?
Yes.
We passed the witness.
All right, State.
Yes, how many children do you have?
3,
What are the ages?
10, 8, and 14 months.
And 14 months. So the 14-month-old, I guess the 8 months that you were out, you had a child.
Yes.
And what were you doing during those 8 months?
No, I wasn't out for 8 months. I was only out for like 2 months.
2 months. So within that 2 months, you
I was
had a child.
Yes.
What were you doing during those 2 months? Were you working?
I was reporting to drug court, but I was like reporting like 3-4 times a week, and drug court wasn't allowing me to have a job, but I was working side jobs as much as I can. Like,
Okay, so for 2 months, you managed to get somebody pregnant and did not have a job. Is that correct?
yeah.
And I know that you state that your father is supportive of you. your father's been around you your whole life, and you've managed to pick up new cases, federal cases, during that time. Is that correct?